Hi everybody, it's 2 o'clock on a Tuesday, and today I am going to make a magic spider card. So it looks black and white here, and then when you pull the tab, color appears like magic. One of my favorite kind of cards to make. So just stay with me and I'll show you how to make this. I'm using Pinkfresh Fluttering Butterflies. Now I have used this stamp on previous videos when I was had my store. It's one of my favorite stamps. And when Kathy gave it to me, I just thought I wanted to make a magic slider. So now I have never colored this with markers before. So I did do that. So I stamped it and I colored it all with my markers, and I was quite pleased the way it turned out. So I stamped this with the stamp, and then I also stamped it on acetate. All right, so here it is on acetate. And when you stamp on acetate, because this is a non-porous surface, you have to use your ink called StazOn. And StazOn is a solvent ink, therefore it dries and sits nicely on top of the acetate. You can use it on ceramic, anything. You can use it on anything that's non-porous. So I've used it on acetate here. Now it does color your stamp black. You can buy a solvent ink remover for StazOn to help you remove it from your stamps. It doesn't harm your stamps in any way. It just leaves black on them. All right. So just to let you know. And it has wonderful smell to it. It smells like almonds. So StazOn ink, non-porous surfaces. You need it for this. Otherwise, if you use another ink, it is not going to dry on here. The only way you could do it is if you had heat-resistant acetate. And I do have some here. But if you had heat-resistant acetate, you could stamp and heat emboss it. And then you don't need the StazOn. All right, but this is not heat-resistant, so I use my StazOn. Hi, Selena. All right, now to make this. So this is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 top fold card. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece that I colored and I'm going to attach it to the front. So that I've cut this down to 4 by 5 1/4. All right, and I'm just going to attach this to the front of my card, like so. All right. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I am going to be attaching a frame. But I want this frame to be about, did I use 2 or 1 here? So I'm going to use my foam strips, and I'm going to put foam strips all around the outside perimeter of my butterflies. Now I'm putting on around the outside, so that's 4, not the outside of the card, the outside of my butterflies. So that is because this frame is the same size. Okay, so I'm just taking my foam strips and I'm putting these around the perimeter. And I'm only doing 2 sides and the bottom. I'm leaving the top open because that's where my slider is going to go. So I'm just going to put this here and trim that off. So I'm using 2 side by side on my foam strips. Okay. Alrighty. So now I'm going to remove the backing on this. And then the next step, I'm going to put my frame on. These are about 1/8 of an inch in thickness, these foam strips, and that's enough space. Alrighty. Now, I'm going to put this on. There we go. That's perfect. Now this frame that I made, I used my stitched rectangles. And this would be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. All right. Okay, my next step is I'm going to put this on. Now I'm going to match this up with my butterflies. I'm matching it up. Okay, I'm going to have to trim a little bit off of this side. So I'm going to put some tape around here. And remember, we just need it on the 2 sides and not along the top. We need to leave that top open. All right, so let's match up our butterflies. There we go. Still need to trim just a tad off of the side here. There we go. So now I have a second frame, and I'm going to put that second frame on, and then we've created that pocket. All right, I'm going to use my, no, I guess I can use this. So I'm just going to put tape again on the 2 sides and the bottom. And again, this was cut using stitched rectangles, 2 of them, to create a window frame. All right, now there's a little space, little insert here, a little pocket, and it is just going to measure it here. It's about 3 1/2 inches. So I cut 2 pieces that are 3 3/8. I don't want it exactly 3 1/2 because I want it to be able to insert it easily. So these are 3 3/8 by 5. All right. Now I have a little circle here that I punched. You could use a 1-inch punch. I think this is a 1 1/4. And you just want to be able to make a little tab at the top here. So I'm just going to glue that on. All right, just leaving the pull here. And if you don't have a pull here stamp, then just print it with your pen. Okay, so I'm just going to slide that in to make sure that I can see it and that it's working. Perfect. Okay, now I cut a second piece. Hi Brenda. I cut a second piece just to put over top of it to cover the tab. There we go. So now that's going to slide in there with ease, and there we go. Pull here, and it's your magic window. I think that is just so cool. Love it. Okay. So now all the coloring that I did, I used the die that you get in this set right here. And you also get 4 sentiments. It's a wonderful set. And Scrapbook Cottage has it. So I'm going to take this large leaf and I'm just going to cut this part off. So it was a little long. All right. Yeah, I love it too. It's one of my favorite cards. And I'm going to this is just a mat for my glue gun, but then I don't get glue all over my table. So I'm just going to put this here, like so, decorating the front. Yeah, if you don't already own this stamp set, you need to, because butterflies just don't go out of style, and you can use it for so many things. All right, now I'm going to match up those butterflies, a couple of them, right here. And then I'll match up this one. And that one's going to go right here. So they're identical to the ones under here. It just adds interest to the front of my card. And then I've got this sentiment, "You are the best ever." I absolutely love this Easy Grand Runner. As you know, it's all I use. And it's the dots, the permanent dots that I use, which are fantastic. So I'll just put that right here. And there we go. Ta-da! Love it. Okay, now I have all these left over. So I made a second card just to show you how great this is. And I used my stitch rectangles, and then I used all the leftovers, which are fantastic. All right. They're beautiful. I love it. So if you do not have this, I would suggest you buy it for your stash, because you can do so many things. Now, you can go back and look at the cards that I have made, or if you do purchase it, just let me know. And I do have some extra handouts that I can send you for making things. All right. So it's pretty wonderful. So now I was to have chemo tomorrow, but my blood count is down, my white blood count, so I can't have it. So now I'm going to have to take some injections to get my bone marrow up to where it's supposed to be. So my chemo will be next week. Very disappointing, but it's not uncommon for this to happen when you are taking chemo. So now my next card is on Thursday, and it's Spill the Tea. So cute. And it's little tea bag holders here. Anybody would love to get this. Stamp is adorable, and I'll show you how I made this card. So cute. All right. So there we go. Anybody would love to get this. It's so pretty. So this is available at the Scrapbook Cottage. It has 4 very nice sentiments. Thank you for being you. There's so much to smile about. You're the best ever. You are beautiful and brave. So you could use this for many occasions. You get so many butterflies, and you also get the leaves to decorate your card. And there's a die with it. And then you get suggestions for coloring right here, so it makes it quite easy for you. So the whole set with the stamp and the die is $74.99, and it is so worth it. Like I said, if you want some more ideas, I have some other handouts that I can include. All right. Okay, I will have this handout. I think I'll have the handout later tonight ready for you. Okay, for this card. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you on Thursday. Bye-bye.